Hi, welcome to the, I think, 5th episode of Let's Printt, and today we will talk about the boring crypto market over the past couple of months. So, Erebos, tell me a bit about how it's going for you, how's crypto going for you over the past couple of weeks?
Man, I mean, it's 2 hours a day, very little maintenance. A lot of people said summer would be choppy, boring, and it was. Honestly, I thought about it, and I think summer is mostly boring. There was DeFi summer in 2020, which was nice. But other than that, don't waste your time. Go outside, do something else. It's really the best move. So yeah, I've been focused on other things. But now with the nuke, it's getting interesting.
I think the same. I talked to my clients last week or 2 weeks ago, and I said basically the same. I think slowly the market starts turning again. You said it to me one time, and you showed me this one guy on Twitter, and his bio is basically when your balls start tingling. Yeah, exactly. I had this feeling. And I was thinking to myself, I also wrote it to you, we have the Solana ETF announcement that these ETF, these hedge funds want to get into it, and also the ETF approval of Ethereum, which could be coming in the coming days.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I think with all of that fundamental events happening, I think we are heading into the next cycle of the bull market. Slowly, very slowly, but yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, it's everything is too perfect in the end for end of the year. Yeah. It's a bit weird with the rate cuts.
Yeah.
Elections, Trump is winning most likely, so he's going to push the markets. He likes crypto apparently. I think he's going to follow through. He's going to continue supporting us. I mean, everything is perfect. It's just, it's a bit brutal what the Germans are putting us, making us go through. But honestly enough, personally, I love it. It's like a forced selling.
Yeah.
The market is just unbalanced. To me, that's an opportunity. That's why I'm long, and I want to be more long if it goes lower.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those times where right before a bullish period, we have that downside, or let's say that nuke. It's pretty, to me, clear that it's a buy, and you just have to be patient, maybe until September when things really move.
Yeah, I agree. So I personally also think, especially in crypto, because the market is so emotional, when you have an event like the Germans are selling, I don't know how many Bitcoins, but a bunch.
Billions. They had 3 billion, I think.
These motherfuckers. Yeah. But when you have such an event and the market starts to get really emotional about it, then usually in crypto, this for me is always a sign of that the market slowly gets undervalued, because you also on the other side have positive events who fundamentally change the crypto space. Let's just think about the Bitcoin ETF, how much impact that have. Okay, the Ethereum ETF, the impact won't be as high as the Bitcoin ETF impact, but still, this will do a lot. And I think especially for the Ethereum ecosystem. So for me right now, I just look into higher risk opportunities when it comes to higher risk opportunities correlated to Ethereum. And I think your take is Solana. You're big on Solana.
Yeah, I prefer Solana. ETH is still a shitcoin to me, but honestly, it's been so brutal for ETH hodlers. I'm sad for them because they got fucked so hard. I think ETH is up 30% this year or something. Not even. Yeah.
I heard a lot of people.
But it's positive. And I don't know, for me, it's just the flows. I want to see the flows. That's all that matters, because is Grayscale going to dump a lot, or they did with GBTC, and then are Wall Street firms interested in ETH? It's not clear to me.
I haven't looked into the management fees and stuff like this. So if Grayscale is doing the same mistake again?
No, someone told me that it's very different because there is no discount. It's like the dynamic is very different. We cannot expect the same selling.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm still skeptical because who knows?
And
it's been around for some time and it's possible.
And they hold a bunch of Ethereum, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much, but it's a significant portion of it.
Yeah.
So we have to just wait and see. And about Sol, for me, I can explain why, but it's just, actually, it would be nice to show it.
Yeah.
Maybe for once we can share some screen time. So, yeah. So basically, everybody knows where we are. Just lost the range on Bitcoin, went quite low. It looks like a bottom, maybe a leg lower, who knows. And for me, Sol was just an obvious choice because it was so strong. It didn't make a new low compared to Bitcoin. It was that 120 level that was super strong. And also, it's since ETH has an ETF, Sol now we have rumors around it. I don't think it's coming soon, but at least just speculation, it's good.
Yeah.
And also, it's just smaller, so it's a bit higher risk. They have the best ecosystem, like the best blockchain of the cycle. We can say it's no problem. Memecoin land. So to me, it's just everything lines up perfectly. And I love this setup. I think Sol is like an easy 2x. Yeah. At least, some people are calling for 1K. I'm not like that. But yeah, in the end, to me, that was the cleanest move just because it was strong. And also I like fundamentally what's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's like a combination out of trading and investing. Like you said, in the last podcast, that you changed your way of approaching the market from a fundamental perspective to a trading mindset. And what you say, this is already like this buy was with a trading mindset, or?
Well, it's 50-50 as always, because in the end, if you just look at the chart, you're like, oh, it's down a lot, but you don't understand why. Kind of now, buying Bitcoin now, to me, makes sense because we know why the Germans are selling. There is a lot of supply dumping on us. So to me, it's just, actually, I think it's common sense in many things. You just understand what's going on, or you see euphoria, that's not great. Because to me, if I just look at candles, okay, that's good, but it doesn't give me the context. Kind of I thought about it, Sailor buying all the Bitcoin in, I don't know, it was 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
If you knew that, you don't need the chart. It's going to send us to the moon. So to me, it's more important to understand the context behind the move than the move itself.
Okay.
So even though, of course, some people do it perfectly well, just technical, they have a way of looking at it and they don't care what it does.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. Some traders, they don't even know what the coin does. It looks good.
Yeah,
why not? Why not? It's a system. But to me, if you understand both, that's perfect.
I think also a combination out of both areas, people and the traditional finance world. I haven't seen that in crypto that much, but you have the technical guys and you have the fundamental guys, and both are in different camps, and both are fighting each other's way of approaching the market. And for me, it's just take the best out of both worlds and combine it, and then you have a pretty good strategy, I would say.
Everybody does it to an extent, and it's true. It's better usually to specialize in something. You don't want to have 10 skills, but you're not an expert in any. But yeah, for me, I don't know. I meet in the middle. And sometimes it's more important to have one side, but in the end it's just a basic stuff. So to me, everything lines up for a bullish end of the year. We'll see.
I think so too.
If there is another black swan news, so to speak, but I guess we got mongox, government selling, everything. I mean, S&P could nuke. That would be the final, final cut.
No weight cuts, weight increases, out of nowhere. Powell said, "Okay, guys, inflation is still too high. We need to increase rates again."
So,
I don't think that it's gonna, but.
Yeah, in the end, that's pretty much it. And as we said, we expect Bitcoin to go up towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And for me, it's always the same. I'm targeting 90K, 100K max. I don't really see it going much higher.
I think it's the dream of many people that Bitcoin goes above it. But usually, when you have so many people, there's like this big narrative that Bitcoin goes above 100K. Like, I think it's gonna happen, like for one candle, maybe two, like maybe also for a month or so. But I always ask myself, like, how many people can enter a market at once? Like, when we look at the past cycles, like there are only so many people coming into the space, and at one point, people will look at Bitcoin and will look at the chart and say, okay, why should I buy it right now? Like, it's way too high.
I mean, it's just a cycle. Maybe it's gonna last all of 2025, but and it's also like a disclaimer. Personally, I'm careful, and now more than ever, I'm happy like just taking trades here and there. I don't want to hodl Bitcoin until like 500K in 10 years. Like, no.
What would you say is like when you do a trade, like one of the more profitable trades? Like, what is your target? Do you have a target when you enter a trade, or would you say like...
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what's like your...
For example, well, I can talk about Sol now.
Yeah.
For me, the goal would be to keep it until Bitcoin goes back to the range highs, so 70K, because there is always a risk that we get rejected pretty hard there, or even that's a dead cat bounce and that the cycle is over. I mean, it's very bearish. I don't think so, but just to me, I don't think I don't need to keep it much longer. Also, that's the thing, it's more difficult to do, but rather than keeping a trade for 6 months, you can take like a good portion in 2 months and look for another trade after that. Yeah. So yeah, for me, I mean, in terms of Sol, I don't know exactly, but I guess I can take Sol to like 180, 190, depending on like how much it's going to pump compared to Bitcoin.
So a bit above, like when we talk about the price.
Bitcoin, like, it's like 270K, it's like a 20% move, 20K, sorry, 70K, that's a 20% move. So Sol, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, usually I have an idea because, well, that's important. Otherwise, you just keep it too long or sell too early.
But yeah, you can have like, in my eyes, like you can have two different ways of targets. Like one is you buy a position and hold it for most of the bull market till you till you think, okay, the bull market comes to an end. We have indicator XYZ telling me, okay, the top is near.
But it's most like, for me, like a time frame. For example, I could just say that's a bounce. I just want to sell like in a week, just playing the bounce because I don't know. Yeah. Or as you said, until the end of the cycle because I'm a bit low on exposure. Or you have just to determine what's the goal of this trade. Yeah. You cannot, some people, I did it once on Ondo, but usually you cannot turn a trade into like a swing or a multi-year investment. That's not the best idea. But sometimes it lines up. Okay, great. But you need to especially know like stop loss, because I can actually talk about that. That's very beautiful to also talk about the negatives, because I got super wrecked on Prime and on WIF, but mostly on Prime. That was at $30 and now it's like $8.50, and it would have helped to have kind of like a stop loss or a price in mind. If it goes below 20, I'm out. I thought it was a long-term back, so I wasn't really into touching it. Yeah. But now more than ever, I just don't want to be an investor anymore. Alts are just brutal. Yeah. Same thing with WIF. I bought it at 3, it went to 4. I was like, I'm going to keep it for the rest of the cycle. And now it's like 150, and I didn't cut it at 3 when it came back to my entry.
WIF was brutal, right? Like...
So in the end, that's very stupid. But at least in this period of ranging, or I mean, you could say even like retracing, it's very important to just be ruthless. You have a stop. You don't keep stuff too long, because except Sol, Bitcoin, you cannot keep anything in this market. Like everything gets dumped. Like it's crazy.
That's crypto, right? Like you can't really like. We always said like there are no long-term bags because crypto is like.
But even then, now in this cycle, you really have like even mini periods where something is hot for like 6 months, and if you keep it, it's gone. Like it's pretty brutal.
But even that, like you have like longer narratives. Like for example, the Memecoin narrative on Solana was like, how long was it there? Like when did it start? In January or February?
A bit before that, like end of the year.
Yeah. So, and it went till, I would say recently, like like maybe 1 month ago, 2 months ago. And now it's slowly, I have the feeling that the Solana Memecoin narrative slowly comes to an end. Because I think, like, I don't think that there are no opportunities left in the Solana Memecoin ecosystem. I think the Memecoin space slowly gets fragmented because I'm in a few groups, and like slowly, like even people who were hardcore Solana fans, like slowly shifted over to Base. Now we have Memecoins on Base. You have Memecoins on Solana. Then another new ecosystem comes up, like it's Ton now, with Memecoin trading on Ton.
Yeah, so there is no end. It's just dilution and
exactly the dilution of capital. So I think like the narrative on Solana still exists, but it's not going to pump as hard as it did. Like maybe I'm wrong. But that's like, I think when people see there's an opportunity in a narrative, like they also want to take part of it. Like then people
it's always the same. Like we are DeFi, like farming coins.
Yeah.
You have a few success and then you have 50 of them and they kill it. Like, it's just normal. People just replicate what works until it doesn't.
Exactly.
But I don't know, memes is a tricky one. I think you can play them, but stick to the winners and the ones that are like very hot.
Yeah.
And you're you're brutal in cutting them very quickly if things start looking bad.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like the network effect, but on steroids. So I think the more people get into Memecoin, the higher it goes, obviously. But also people see other people are getting into the meme coins, so they also jump onto it and ignore all the others. And at one point, like when one man leaves the boat, like it was with the Beercoin. Have you seen the price chart of Beercoin? Like one big whale just left the coin and said, "Okay, it's over." Everyone left the token. I think it's dead now.
Oh, is it like the meme?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Harry Potter.
No, not Harry Potter. This is also another one. But the beer coin, like if you don't know which one.
The beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, for sure. It was kind of like a scam in a way.
Yeah, like the water coin right now. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, what was your biggest win over the past couple of months? Maybe also outside of crypto, because there's not much going on. But
I mean, outside of crypto, that's actually a good one because I can transition or like do a segue.
Yeah. Because
we talked about it like easy or like the summer chop.
Yeah.
So it's so key to differentiate easy mode and hard mode. And for me, it was clear starting in like February, March. I stopped really being super active in crypto.
Yeah.
I went on like my fitness arc, and since then I lost 10 kilos. I got
shopping.
Yeah, I got very lean. Now I'm not the most lean I've been, but yeah, I got like 6-pack, everything right. And just because I was aware that, well, that's a bad period, we're just ranging, I can do something better with my time.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest win, and also like a few other projects I'm working on. But in the end, that's pretty so key, because I see some people is just permanently online. It's just mental illness. You're gonna go crazy trying to make some money in these conditions.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Like I think people often like forget when the right time is to enter crypto and do stuff in crypto. Like it's a bear market, obviously, and in the bull market, all the new people come in and think, okay, I have to do X, Y, Z to make money, because people, like some big influencer told me, okay, I have to watch Twitter all day. And
depends on the period again, because for example, like the end of the year was amazing. Like from October to, let's say, like beginning of the year, that was super hot, like a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, sure.
But then now since March, like honestly, there is very, very few opportunities.
Yeah.
And I guess, really also like mentally, really, it's so nice to just walk away. And like I just did, I was not paying attention for a long time. I see a setup, I step in, I buy, and I can just fuck off and come back to a lot of money. That's beautiful.
Yeah. How many trades did you do this year, like big ones?
This year, really few. I mean, there was like honestly like a dozen, maybe, not even a dozen. Because I have like on WIF, I had like 4 separate trades.
Yeah.
on Pepe, one. So yeah, a dozen trade. So that's very few. Like in 6 months, that's nothing.
I think I also have like the same way of thinking. Like, don't overtrade. Don't try to ride every horse there is. Like, you just get lost. There's so much going on in crypto. If you can't focus on one thing and have like one strategy in mind, which you always like use and know that it's working good.
Indeed.
You will only chase like trends from like, you will be the guy who trades meme coins after with pumped. Then you will trade meme coins on base after bread pumped. Then you maybe get into AI after like whatever happened. You know what I mean? So I think people often like, I saw like, I had one person joining my program, and she came to me with over 100 coins in her portfolio. It's crazy, man. Like
my God, 100.
I told her like, what, why, and how are you doing this? Like,
she's a collector.
She's a collector, yeah, man. Like, and this is nothing. Like, I had another guy. I think he had like 450k or something like that, or 600k.
Yeah.
And like, he was saying on DBank, coin collector, and he held so many cryptocurrencies. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's my strategy. Would you say it's a strategy to hold many coins?
I mean, I saw one instance where it was successful. I think someone last cycle bought all the dog coins. I don't know, we put like 100 maybe on all of them, and he made millions on SHIB. But no, honestly, that's dumb, of course. Because you cannot track them all. I mean, that strategy, okay, but it was more like a spray. I mean, there was some strategy behind it. It was like, he has a dog thesis. He doesn't know which one, so he's going to buy them all. I don't think that's the optimal one, but I mean, it was effective. But in the end, you cannot have follow 100 projects. You can guarantee that half of them are going to go to zero. I mean, these days I'm even more extreme than that. I want like 2 free coins max, like, so I can be really aggressive in like a very specific period. But in the end, of course, it's like depending on your situation, your net worth, your experience. To me now, it makes more sense. I want to become a bit like Donald. Like, he just doesn't do anything. He comes back, puts on a big trade, makes a 2x, and just comes back, to his life and does whatever he wants. Because in the end, that's pretty much the dream. You don't want to be online 15 hours a day for forever. Yeah,
especially crypto, man. You drive mad at one point if you're always online. Like, especially like the people like on Twitter, like.
That's also another topic that we can get into, because I mean it's very relevant for me at this stage. It's like, I like seeing life in like buckets, or you have categories. So you have your like career, financial, social life, both like friends and like love life. You have health, fitness. You have a few others, like you can fill them all. But basically you have like categories. And for me, and I guess a lot of us, we took care of, we were super obsessed with money, career, and you sacrifice the rest, or you neglect the rest. I did that for like fitness for a long time. Now I'm in shape, but I used to be like the guy who's just sitting on his chair all day and eating shit. So you have to be very careful to not like neglect everything for too long. And in my case, I realized now, okay, my health was really secondary. Now it's not anymore. And also I'm going to work on like, well, I can say it, like my dating life. I'm looking to get like a real partner, so I have to invest time into that.
So everyone who's listening,
no. I mean, on Twitter there is no way there is any full of catfish. It's going to be that, or like fake baddies on Twitter.
Exactly.
Gonna get scammed. But just to say that for me, it would be super sad to be obsessed with crypto, make 9 figures, and wake up I'm 40, I'm alone, and I messed up pretty much my life. You have to know exactly what you want, when to focus on one and one other thing. And to me, that's now the money is good. I can focus on the rest.
Like, I was talking to a very interesting guy like a couple of days back, and he was saying like he was pretty well connected, like to all the celebrities in the US, and he said like most of the people he met at this level, like all the celebs who were like golfers or something, like let's say like one golfer who's a pro golfer, and he was saying like these people only have this one thing, like they're only good at golf and that's it. Like if you take that away from them, like they have nothing.
It's super sad in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're like very empty. Yeah. So I felt like that's at times where you're like, okay, well, you're a crypto guy, but even when the market nukes, like you feel like shit just because crypto is your life. Yeah, that's bad. Now I'm much less. It's shifting now. Yeah,
I think you have to be good at every trade. There is like, I think, and this guy also told me like, you're wasting your time if you're not always giving 100%. And that's not just like for one thing. Like, for example, right now you get into fitness. So fitness you should approach fitness with 100% of your potential. 100% potential maybe means for someone else, like one guy is at 100%, the other guy at the same level is just at 80%. You know what I mean? So you are not wasting your life while he's wasting his life because he's not at 100%, which would be higher than your potential. But like, you know what I mean? So he basically, like, this conversation really shifted my mind to, like, I want to approach everything, also relationships, at 100% potential. Like, I want to be there for my girlfriend and future kids. So, and still be good at crypto, and still be good at business, and still be good at fitness. Thing. I don't look like that right now.
It's difficult to combine everything at once. That's also why, I mean, you have to know yourself. For me, I'm very also like focused. Like I like to be focused on one thing only. Even though, and also, like a side note, also don't think that money is everything there is. Like you can definitely, from personal experience, like I was telling Robin, I'm not having the best day today, and it's not because I have 8 figures that like life is amazing. Like just you're still human, you still have your emotions, and in the end, money is not that important, but it's nice, of course, it's nice.
Yeah, I think like what money does is it buys back time.
Yeah, it's just a tool, really. Like
exactly. So people who don't have money usually also don't have time. Because they have to like get the food on the table, they need to run 2 jobs, and they always chasing money so they can survive or can buy the stuff where they think that this stuff makes them happy. So when you have money, you get to a level where you say, okay, money is not everything, because you realize, okay, now I have time, and now I realize, okay, there's like fitness, there's like health.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, I felt that recently. I mean, it's not a fitness podcast, but the difference between someone like who has a 9 to 5 and wants to get in shape, it's difficult. Like after work, you're tired, you have to go. In our cases, we control our schedule. We can go in the morning, we can go in the afternoon. Even for me, I can focus 100%, like 6 months, just fitness and destroy everybody just because I have the time and the resources. So it's just a way to buy back, as you said. You're free to do whatever you want, but also it's not magical. Like it's not going to fix your life, and you still have to work and to make it something valuable.
I always like this example, like if you're a loser who wins the lottery, you are still a loser after making a bunch of money. So money is not everything, definitely not. All right, but let's get back to crypto. But some life advice, I think this also, like especially in times like that, is interesting. Should we just start with the questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
We gathered. All right, so we start with the questions of the people of my program. We also have like some questions on YouTube. We also had like a giveaway. I don't know what prize we had.
I forgot about it.
I forgot about it as well. Like I have to check my story, but we will decide who won. Okay, Özlem is asking, how do you like approach positions that are in the negative? We just talked about it, but this is like the first.
You mean like when you're in underwater?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we did say that the first, in most situations, you should have a max loss in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's an investment, you can ignore that in a way, but yeah, personally, I like to know when is my limit, like, because you don't want to just hodl and the thing goes to zero.
Yeah.
So that's one. Then, I mean, personally, that's why I love preparation, because I know what to expect and I know what can go wrong, and I'm less emotional in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like difficult to answer that person when it could be many different situations, that just a trade you just opened or as something you've been on the water for 6 months.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely be rational, have a plan before you get into the trade. And then, well, yeah, you have to be relatively rational to understand, is that trade coming back, or am I hodling something that's pretty much dead? Like,
yeah.
For example, personally, like in that situation, I'm willing to be a bit on the water on Sol, because I think that's we're gonna go back up in the next few months. Yeah. So I'm okay being on the water there, but I think a lot of people actually cutting your losses, keeping your losses small, cutting them quickly. I did that in the past a lot of times. You should be okay cutting, I take 5% loss, 10% rather than 50%.
Like Ray Dalio, like there's one quote of him which I really like if you lose 50%, you have to make 100% to be at break even. Like, which is like in crypto, it can happen fast.
So yeah, in the end, even to improve in investment trading, the number one thing is cutting big losses.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you have space to make money, but yeah, you don't want to. It's hard to come back from a big loss.
Yeah, agree. So also, like one thing I always have in my mind, like when I look at investments, especially. When I like you talked about preparation and thought about like all the things that could go wrong. Like I like to create like some sort of data set which I monitor when I look at an investment. For example, let's say we look at a layer 1 in the early stages, and my thesis is that the layer 1 will appreciate in value over time, and one of the key indicators I will watch for that is trading volume on the chain, and also like maybe TVL. But TVL without like the native token. And if this, like in a very simple way, like if these two indicators are not appreciating in value over a specific period that I set before I do the investment, I think about cutting it, and especially if the price goes down.
It's more like your thesis is invalidated. That's
exactly.
Like not a price limit. That makes a lot of sense, of course.
For investments. For trades, like I'm a trader, you are the guy.
But so that's pretty much what we said, like avoid big losses and also have a plan. Be rational about the potential of the thing. Yeah. Because sometimes it's not coming back, there is no way you're gonna make money. It's very easy to be emotional and be like, oh, it's gonna come back up.
No,
100%. Not sure.
Okay, next question. I take the one from Matthias. He didn't ask a question. His loss. All right. But the Mr. M asked the question: what are the key factors that help you the most in deciding your high conviction with sites like plays like Ondo? What separated Ondo from other high conviction plays? Deep question.
That's pretty difficult to answer, honestly. I mean, I went through that a few times with you and on other, I guess, platforms, or like even on Twitter. To me, just the definition of a high conviction play is like something I believe is going to work, and then the risk reward is beautiful. Like my potential loss is low, and I can make a lot. So that's just it. It's the same for like that trade now. The way the market is set up, I think buying here, your downside is limited, maybe 50K. a bit lower in like worst case scenario, and you can target 70K and beyond. So, and I have conviction that it's not 50-50. Like I would bet it goes up in the next few weeks, month. So it's definitely that. Like I cannot really approach that question differently. It's just, I really believe, and it's not delusion, it's like likely that I'm right, and also the risk reward is out of balance in my advantage.
Do you think there's one point in the future where fundamentally strong projects will go up more than projects which are only like gamble coins? Do you think
that's a great one? Logically, we should follow the progression of like stocks, where I don't know about the early days, but I think it was like that. If you look even at the bubble in the 2000s, it was like that. They had like pet.com and all those bullshit websites, giga companies, giga stocks. So to me, logically, we should like converge or like move away from pure hype and bullshit to fundamentals over time. Even I think it's kind of a meme so far, but people were doing like, PE ratios and trying to look at revenues for crypto protocols. I think we're going there with TradFi coming and potentially the markets becoming more serious. But there is also a side that's maybe it's going to stay kind of very wild and memey. So to me, I think, at least over time. But I'm surprised this cycle is not more serious because we went the other way.
Exactly, completely. Like the last cycle was more serious.
Because with Wall Street coming in, I mean, they're not in the trenches, but ETF, it's the first step. You would think people will start caring about. That was kind of like my thesis in a way. Like, see, if Wall Street is paying attention and involved, we should start seeing more revenues and things like that. But so no idea. To me, logically, yes, but there is a world in which we don't care about that and we stay really stupid.
I think we will have two separate worlds. Like one is
potentially, there is the like dark and the light.
Like I also think like one big factor is like the amount of money which moves into crypto. And who is moving the money into crypto? Because if you have retail moving the money into crypto, they are less educated. They fall for like promises of, you will get rich if you buy coin XYZ, even if it's just like a shitty meme coin. So I think as soon, like I see like that, okay, retail is here. Like retail is currently like the main mover of crypto, in my opinion.
Yes.
And like Wall Street is here. And at one point, I think when Wall Street will catch up and you will also be able to buy other stuff, not just like Bitcoin, I think at one point the inflows and...
Exactly. Because they have so much money. Like if tomorrow a big hedge fund decides, Uniswap is very profitable, it's like the best like asset we can buy, then people are going to catch up and be like, Maker is also making money.
Exactly.
So they can create a wave. So to me, it makes sense, but we'll still have a lot of degens doing some weird stuff on the side. But I'm hopeful it happens and it will be healthy, especially after all the things we've seen this cycle that was very extreme.
It was completely
where now even the good projects are completely ignored and dumped.
But I think this is also an opportunity if you have a higher time frame, right? So if you position yourself, or if you say you are a more serious investor and you hate money, then you only position yourself in fundamentally strong projects. But
to me, it's still dangerous. Yeah, for sure. Of course, it's better to be contrarian when no one is seeing that. You believe, I'm going to go against them. But I mean, to me, the timing is not great at the end of the cycle. And also, you're like, as I said, you're fading the meme narrative, and you're like, no, I'm going to buy Aave, and it's a tricky move to me. But yes, hopefully, I agree, and I hope that we can go towards a better future.
I think at one point it will happen. I think the market still is too young for
Indeed, yeah, we forget about that for sure.
Yeah, we all like when you are in crypto, like time moves so fast. Like for us, like 1 year is like for normies, it's like 2 months. Like we like just like the couple of like the past few weeks, like. I think both of us, we got like 10 years older during that time. Like we grow a beard and lost it, and we grow a beard.
Yeah, so basically we have like 3-4 years left in the market, guys. Exactly.
After that, we have to retire. So I think at one point we'll read like maybe in 2 bull markets.
I think it's a trap, man. You'll never leave.
Okay.
No,
we are addicted.
No, honestly, it's funny. I don't think a few actually left, but like GCR, I mean, it's still there almost, but I think people are like in the background, they're like not in public, but you still pay attention. You still have some.
I think they still influence projects and help them like to accelerate on their journey. But I think more in real life now. Like, why should they be active on Twitter if they can be active like in real life and meet all the people? And like,
you're right.
So for me, it makes no sense for them.
So hopefully a more fundamental future.
But not this bull market. I think we will have some more madness. Yeah. All right. Okay, basically the last question is, we already answered it. What do you think of the macro environment and how it influences crypto, and what your current positions are? What are your current positions right now?
Well, I mean, now I still have Prime. No, honestly, I can talk about everything. Like, I still have Prime. I mean, I can even check it out now because I track that, of course. Well, I have Prime and I have a lot of Sol. That's pretty much it, because I also I bought a house, so I got some money out of crypto. I have some smaller bags, but overall, I'm like I have 2 main tokens and that's it. Yeah. Because as I said, prefer regrouping everything and being more trading oriented.
Agreed.
So do we have also the YouTube ones?
Yeah, let's go with the YouTube ones.
I don't know if there is one you can answer. That would be nice.
Yeah, the problem is like people didn't really realize it, that they can ask questions. I think.
Because we had some in the last one, I think.
Yeah. Wait. Hey, maybe.
Oh.
Is this the one?
Yeah, this is the one, but I don't have the password.
I was connected.
Well, I mean, I can share
Yeah, just check it.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna. So 1 second.
That works.
I guess you can cut that.
Oh, fuck it. Alright, I have it.
Oh, good.
Okay, comments. So we got a lot of love from the people.
Okay. That's positive.
Okay. One question was about your favorite shitcoin. Can you talk more about Ethereum? Price expectations, bull or bear case for it, the ETF thing around it, and just state of things on Ethereum right now. Should we answer it, or did we answer it with the...
No, I mean, we can cover it a bit more. I mean, tell me your expectations.
Okay, my expectations for Ethereum. I think the problem with Ethereum is that people in crypto, if they bet on Ethereum, they don't buy Ethereum, they buy a highly correlated high beta play, which means a lot of money is actually flowing. I think I saw a statistic where someone compared the market cap of Ethereum and
all the beta, like L2s, and
I think it was 10% or 20%.
No, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so I think crypto natives are buying these coins, and Ethereum, the Ethereum ETF will be the main driver of the price of Ethereum, and all the crypto natives will bet on other stuff. So I personally think, and with BTC we don't have that. Like, if you buy BTC layer 2s as a high beta play for it, I don't think that you will outperform Bitcoin. Or Did you? If you bought stacks?
Stocks, did outperform. It's down a lot since then.
Yeah.
So you had a period too. Yeah, you could, but
okay. So hype driven. I personally don't think that we will see Ethereum above $10,000 in this bull market.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I
Same.
think max 8K.
Yeah, that's already a lot.
And this is all like max. I think 6K is reasonable, maybe 5 point something.
That's exactly what I think. We can definitely make a new all-time high, but like a very shitty one, like 10%, 20% above.
Yeah.
Because in the end, like 6K is a 2x from there. And as we said, unless Bitcoin goes to 200K, and then of course, like ETH can follow and go super high.
Yeah.
Also, it depends on, does Wall Street care about ETH or not?
Yeah.
But really, ETH, sadly, is kind of like, it's too big to be super interesting for new degens. Solana is the favorite one.
Yeah.
It's not really moving fast in terms of scaling, etc. So it's just a bad bet. I mean, thank God we've been saying that for like 6 months. ETH is a shitcoin. Yeah. Don't touch it. And people keep longing it like, oh, this is the time. It's finally going to run. Like, no. I don't believe in it personally. I think it's going to be okay. But you've been underperforming so bad since then that
agreed.
It's kind of like the bet. Or people keep betting that it's going to move, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think like if you want to bet on Ethereum, you should bet on highly correlated coins to Ethereum.
So you're part of the problem.
Yeah,
part of you that.
I just do.
No, but I mean, I did that too. Of course, we want to make a bit more on top of it.
Yeah.
But it's been brutal for the ETH maxis.
Yeah,
really sad. Definitely. That's why also being a maxi is dangerous. Like you don't want to be 100% on one coin. If you're wrong, you're in trouble.
I think it's like you never like get emotional about your investments. Like I also like Ethereum. Mm-hmm. I also like the idea of Ethereum. I also like everything around Ethereum. But you have to adapt. And if Solana is just doing a better job, then Solana is the obvious choice you should have as an investor. All right, I think we answered that enough. Otherwise, watch the other podcast where we talk about Ethereum being a shitcoin. All right, do you guys? Okay, another one. Okay, do you guys think that future rate cuts in the US could extend a crypto bull market?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, we can go a bit into it. Just...
The question wasn't finished there.
Mm.
So this was just for the first part of the question. The second was, and if yes, would you consider your positioning and how would you adjust your exit strategies?
Well, I mean, as always, first thing, it depends. For me, it's a bit different because I'm going to be more trading, so I don't want to play the cycle like traditionally.
Yeah.
And then in terms of macro, we're not experts, so of course that's just two guys that follow somewhat.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, we can get carried by the micro cycle until like 2025, end of 2025, because there is also something interesting with like the liquidity cycles, and it says that the peak is like 2026. So I don't know if it's really a signal, but of course, rate cuts are gonna just ease the financial conditions, so it should, influence the markets. We should get a bit of flows from that.
Yeah.
So in the end, personally, it doesn't really modify the way I see things, but it's a factor. We mentioned it when we say it's bullish. Yeah, it is, of course. Kind of like elections. Like, Trump, if he's in office, he's gonna just get out. He's gonna get his money and just pump everything.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
I also think that rate cuts will mostly affect coins who have an ETF. because like traditional investors, I think they look more at these kinds of data. So if there are rate cuts, of course, like I think last time when there was a high possibility for a rate cut, a lot of people bet on it, and the whole crypto market went up before the decision and after the decision, where basically where no rate cuts came, like the market dumped. So I think the crypto market is correlated to it, but more as like an event. Like it's either a sell the news or buy the news event. I don't know if there's ever a rate cut event.
I mean, to me, what I've seen from like my bear tard, like macro session last year, which was horrible, like following recession is coming for 6 months and nothing happened and all that. Usually in the short term, it's bullish because, as we said, it's better for financial conditions. Yeah. Like it relieves a bit of pressure on the system. But usually when they cut, it's for a reason. It's like the economy is slowing down and they cut before a recession. Like, so it's usually because the Fed is not on time, they're late. They're like, oh shit, the markets are like the job market, everything is going to collapse. We have to quickly cut the rates. Yeah. So that's also a risk. Like, from what I've seen online, the economy in the US is quite strong. Yeah. So we should be fine, but there is always a risk. And I mean, that's just economic cycles, like expansion, contraction. Yeah. So to me, it makes sense that we get a recession like in the future, but I don't know when, and you should not bet on that. Yeah. So to me, those rate cuts are bullish for a short term. After that, I don't know. And to me, the cycle is coming to an end for crypto. So it's not going to modify my approach too much. Agreed.
Yeah, I think like rate cuts, like we also had like 0% interest rate when we had like the first bull market. And after that, even with 0% interest rates, we had a bear market. Yeah. So there is maybe some correlation when you come out of a very bearish environment into a bullish one or more bullish one.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the turning point. It's also like the top of the life cycle when they started raising rates. So in the end, of course, it's like, it's kind of correlated. Yeah. I don't know exactly if it's perfectly, but yeah, there is something there. There is
some correlation. Like there's never just one thing that moves the whole market. There are many indicators you have to watch. So definitely something you can watch. For the exit strategy, like if you have like maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum and it's an ETF behind the coin, or there's an ETF behind the coin, then maybe you can extend your exit strategy if you have like a time-based exit, maybe. In my opinion, I don't know. All right, so more compliments. I think that's it for the questions.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate the love. It's true. It's always positive. Yeah. We try to keep it, interesting. And yeah, it's very entry level. It's not a Gigabrain podcast. Yeah, just definitely. Two guys that have some experience in the market. So
exactly. Made some money. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you have more questions on Twitter, or do you have like one question that you got on Twitter where you say, okay, this is actually a really, really good question, and other people also should like.
Let me check because I get some, but
on the top of your mind, like, do you have one that you?
Let me check actually. What should I answer? Someone did say targets. Well, yeah, maybe what I liked about this period was just managing and a downtrend, basically, like, because a dump is always tricky. I remember in 2018, maybe 19, I used to buy actually knife catch and get wrecked all the time. It's down 5%. I'm like, oh, it cannot go down more. I would get every time. So now, if you want to know, that's basic, but to me it's kind of like alpha because it's still very actionable. So the way I navigate a dump like that is, of course, to identify zones of interest, support, big support. Yeah. So during that one, the dump we had from 72K to all the way down to 52, I knew I was interested around 60K. So we had that first week around 58K. And then we had a mini bounce. That's when I bought Pepe. And I just bought because I thought, well, we're not going to lose that level. So 58 to me was a good buy, targeting range highs. In the end, we just continued, little bounce and then down. Yeah, I didn't share my screen, but you can follow at home. And so, yeah, the first step is, of course, to know where the price is likely to bounce and avoid at all costs to do business in the middle of the range or in the middle of the zone. Like, for example, if you buy 65K on that dump, it's the middle of nowhere. Like, there is no reason, because the logic, of course, behind the support is like you expect people to step in there. And it's just funny how it goes, actually, because in the end, like, lines is a bit of astrology. But it's just the reason it works is because everybody's looking at the same level, so they want to buy the same, so they create a floor. Yeah. So that's just basic. And in my case, I had my eyes on, I actually called it again. I said, I think we bottom between 53, 54, right before the 52 weekly level that everybody talked about. I think it made sense that we stop a bit before that. So I was basically targeting an entry between 56, so that was the lowest, the last low we had, that deviation in the range there, and 52. I can see us going a bit lower, but basically, like, I have a zone I'm interested in, and then if I have a few levels I'm not sure, like I was here, I bought 30% at 53K. And I keep some powder for lower, because there was Germany selling everything. Like, I'm not sure. I cannot bet on one level and do or die, basically. So that's what I love doing. I even did it very, very carefully last time, where I had 3 levels in mind and I added a probability of each. And that way I feel each corresponding to my confidence. Yeah. So, for example, I don't know, let's say, here I'm like 70% probability that this is the bottom, so I'm going to buy 70% here and keep some more for lower. So that way I'm kind of like prepared for if I'm wrong, but I'm betting on my best case.
Okay. So, and how do you add the probability?
Well, then it's kind of like experience, gut feeling. Also, like, you can see we so oversold, like the context around the dump. Why are we dumping? But it's mostly about feeling, and the feeling is just based on the speed of the move. Yeah. The situation, like, are we in a bullish regime and everything? I mean, it's difficult to say, but we all know, like, we have a sense of, is it a good buy or not? Yeah. Especially if you have experience. So for me, we're down enough. I don't see us going much lower. And also the fact that we're absorbing all the supply from those sellers and we're not moving much, to me, is bullish. Maybe that's a trap and they just dump more just to trap some more people. But that's pretty much it. And of course, the probability is like an estimation. Like, there is no way. It's kind of like you make up a number. You can even psych up yourself, like, oh, it's 100%, definitely.
There's XYZ reason why this is going to happen.
It's kind of like, as I said, like calculating EV, like expected value. You also have to create probabilities for that, and there is no way, like, it's your best guess. But that's why, like, I love deep buyings like that, because the number one thing is you be patient, you let the move play itself out. But if you're like very rational, it's free money. Like, you just wait for people to get liquidated and all that. You have your level, you'll chill, it gets there, boom. So in the end, I think I've done it like three times in this range or in this period successfully. So I'm pretty satisfied. So I don't know if you see anything else interesting about like dips, nukes, how to approach them.
Like I personally, like knife catching is actually a thing I also did myself.
We all try to be a hero.
Exactly. I have to step in.
It's you. Please, Robin, save the market.
Just
with
like
$100.
Save BTC. Yeah, it was me. Thank me later. No, but like there's, especially when in your early days, like you think when you come out of bullish phase and you bought some dips because you had a system, then of course like your confidence gets higher and higher and higher and higher, and that when the market turns, but you think you are a smart ass, but you're not. Your system tells you, okay, I have to buy this dip, like, and then the market goes over. Like, okay, I'll see it.
Yes, that's actually a good point. There is one, at one point, it stops working, that deep buying strategy in the bull market.
Yeah.
So this one we know, we said it already, since we have all those bullish catalysts in Q3, Q4, to me it's a safe, and I don't think we top like that this cycle. Yeah. So it's a pretty good one. But of course there is always a risk. That's why you should have risk management. To me, I don't have a stop loss. Like I just gonna, in any case, even if it's really bearish, we're gonna have a bounce at some point in this area. So I'm not too under pressure. But yeah, definitely don't be the guy who's like buying alts at the end of the bull, like the dead cat pretty much, and then it goes to zero. You have to be ready to cut that.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually in the end, the best you can do is like step away. And also in the end, I actually worked on that. That was super interesting. I spent days working on a system to buy those dips. I was studying it like last year. And my setup, I even looked at the data, like how long is a dip in the bull market? What's the, how to say that? Like, what's the amplitude? How much? And I did some research like that, and I was looking, I don't know, like the average dip is going to be like 10 days, around 20%. That was the last cycle, I think. So yeah, in the end, I did look at the data, and the best thing you can really do is like wait for the move to be over, and then you have a bottom that forms on the low time frame. Yeah. You have one now. We've been in a little range of like, let me calculate that. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. Well, I can do it manually. Like let's say a 10% range. Since the nuke, we bottomed at like 54, a bit lower, and we've been in the range. And so my system, or like what I came up with is just to look at that range that forms and buy the breakouts. That was a bit reckless because sometimes you have fake outs and stuff. But just to say that if you're a regular guy, you just let the move play out, and then you have a bottom where it's going to chop at before the move, like kind of like absorbing all that pressure and then changing direction. Yeah. So you don't even have to choose a level. You let it nuke, you see a bottom, you think a bit about the context. Is it a good idea to buy here? And you go. So it's a very good technique if you can. You have a few days to buy the bottom. Like you don't have to knife catch. Personally, I prefer being a knife catcher because I have the levels and feeling over time also. Yeah. But the best you can do is definitely wait. Like even COVID, I almost got liquidated for most of my money during COVID because I tried to leverage buy the dip. So COVID was a very insane one too. Yeah. But you just wait for the bottom to be forming. Yeah.
I was actually short before COVID.
Oh, like GCR.
Yeah, but like it was more of I opened a position and I forgot about it because I opened it I don't know how long it was open. And at one point I looked at my phone and was like, where's all that money coming from? Like, what a balance, on FTX back in the days. I was thinking, why is it going up? Then I did my positions. I was like, short F. I was like, oh, fuck.
Man, by mistake in his sleep, he shorted ETH.
I don't know when I did that, but it was a funny move. I was like lucky.
That's crazy. But, that's crazy.
And for me, I don't look that much at charts. For me, it's more like I look at the events. And I see stuff like the Ethereum ETF. I see stuff like the Solana ETF, even if it's just the announcement. Mm-hmm. Like for me, it's so obvious that money will flow into crypto. Mm-hmm. And the sentiment in crypto is so bad that for me, it's like, okay, people are undervaluing the Ethereum ETF. I don't want to look at charts because I'm not good at it. I don't have systems like you. But what I'm good at is like reading sentiment. And like my
Do you look at the fear and greed index or like any measure?
Just like
I think
events.
it's super interesting to look at that also.
Yeah.
There is a strong...
I actually don't have to look at it because I'm mentoring like over 500 people. So
yeah, you see it firsthand.
Exactly. Like I have like live calls on a weekly basis.
We got into pretty serious fear on the crypto fear.
Yeah, but actually this one works really, really well. Like
I tried to backtest it and it's very accurate actually. Yeah. Now we are like 29 fear and we went down to like low 20s. That's serious fear. And to me, that's also a good thing.
Exactly. Like if you have like for extreme scenarios, this indicator is pretty accurate. Mm-hmm. Like I think when you try to
even it was in euphoria, like in March, and so that was accurate.
Yeah, I think like it's pretty good. Like sentiment in crypto, I think is a really good way of reading the market.
Yeah. Also funding is a good one too.
Yeah.
I wish I could look at the data behind it, but yeah. Anyway, so that's a long answer about just navigating nukes and dips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would say as a beginner, I wouldn't try to knife catch. I just would wait for confirmation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even though it's difficult, I know that for everybody, like just waiting and you see it bounce a bit, like, oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
But if you have a level in mind, you should let it come to you. That's the best trade.
Yeah. And also, I think your way of doing things, like buying step by step, like a lot of people, I think, just buy all at once.
Yeah. No, that's super difficult to me now.
Yeah.
Because also you have that's maybe the best guys you can follow, like CBS, cold-blooded chiller. He's so good at trading. I mean, he has like 10 years plus of experience.
Yeah.
Well, more than that, I believe. And he feels like that. He likes to spread his buys, and that way he's not stressed. He's not in a rush. Just he buys a bit here. Sometimes it's going to take weeks to fill just because it's a big move and he knows he has time. So I really took a lot from it. And also, as I said, for me, I use the probabilities of, do I think it's going to bounce here or can we go lower and how should I feel? Actually, now this time, I believe I was a bit too cautious because I'm feel at like 50% and it's not going down more. So I don't want to buy more now, but maybe I'm going to be a bit lighter than expected just because, well, I was prepared for more downside.
Yeah.
That's also a thing, like sometimes you can be more or less aggressive. In my case, I prefer protecting capital now than being really degen.
Totally agree with you.
So really, like everything is just variable and...
and always adapt. Like, don't let your ego get into your way. Like, if your thesis is invalidated, it's invalidated.
Hell yeah.
So, all right.
What else? I think that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, it was a really good one. Okay, so do we have more questions left over?
Because, we were a bit light on topics.
Yeah. So, like, if you're watching, just ask questions in the chat. I think one guy asked a question about your listing strategy. Do you still do it right now?
No. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I know it worked well on Ionet and another one. I don't remember. But in the end, the problem is like one, we have all the VC hate we're getting now.
Yeah.
Most of them go down only, so that's a risk. And generally, the market is not hot, so it works when people are really dying to buy the new coins and there is a lot of speculation. Now people just want to just do nothing.
Yeah, they want to chill at the beach and enjoy their new coins.
Yeah, honestly, the risk appetite there is pretty wrecked.
Yeah.
So that's also, I guess, just context and just the coins that go out. Like there is nothing that I really like. All of them are overpriced and just not great.
I think also this is one thing I talked about with one member of my program. Strategies always work for a certain period in time, then they don't work, and maybe they will work in the future again.
Yeah.
So
you have some nuance, of course. Like some are like temporary, like you have a meme sniping, but you have also some that are reliable. Like in the end, you can buying dips on Bitcoin, like during the bull market, that's going to be around for forever. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But it's true. You know, some of them are temporary. Like it's just a period of hot conditions.
Exactly. You have to identify what sentiment or what market phase this strategy is designed for, and then just adapt. Basically, listing strategies are good in the early bull markets, maybe end of bear market, I would say, and maybe sometimes it also works during the bull market, but. There are a lot of factors which tell us if the strategy works or not, right? Like sentiment around a coin, overall sentiment for new coins that are listing.
And to me, the number one problem with listings now is just the valuations. Like there is nothing that's cheap enough. Because we could pump anything, but if it comes out, it's already 4 billion FDV, 10. Like people see it, just like there is no upside.
Yeah.
And they know what's going to happen in a few months. Like just VCs that everybody want to get out. Yeah. So it's a tough world for new coins.
Yeah, but I think it's also their fault. So if you raise over 80 million and you don't need that much money, but VCs now have the coins and can dump them and will dump them, like you are shitting on your community basically. And
I mean, it's just incentives. It's always that incentives. Like the team wants to raise as much as they can at the highest. VCs want to make multiples, also pump it. Yeah. Everybody is kind of like fighting, and very few teams can make everybody happy. Like it's almost impossible in the end.
Yeah, I think the problem is nowadays, like every coin that launches, the VCs always make money. Always can make money. Like
I mean, but generally, mostly you do have a few where like it's trading at the moment as like below or near. Like Layer 0, they raised a massive round, and I don't think the VCs are super. I don't know what was that.
This sounded like
are in profits like crazy,
Yeah.
So, but usually that's the rigged kind of like game. Yeah. Even in the end, I mean, I can talk about that from experience, and I don't really care if it's a bit controversial, but I participated in the Ionet private round, the last one.
Can you say that?
Yeah, I mean, I can say I was an investor. I mean, I don't know if I can really talk about it a lot, but I could tell you that I bought at a way better price than when the trading price right now. Yeah. And so obviously I'm sitting in profits, and I would like to realize those profits at some point. So really, it's a cold world, but you have to understand at least when you are in the kind of like line. Yeah. You have the team early, and then it progresses towards retail, and you don't want to be late, you want to be early.
Exactly.
And in the end, most of those like hyped coins, you cannot really make money. It's not. You better focus on smaller coins or like memes where you can get in super low. Yeah. At least if you're like not a trader of like big caps like me and others. So yeah, but it's true that I guess you agree there is very few interesting setups in the market at the moment. Even the coins, the narratives are just very dry. Like
even like
it's not looking too good.
Yeah, even the Ton ecosystem, I was really bullish on it, and nowadays, like because there are so many new coins launching on Ton, which are just bullshit.
Yeah,
I think
we're super right on Ton. Actually, I don't know when you mentioned it, but
I was early. And but right now I think Ton, the ecosystem itself, is like at a point where Base was like in November back in the days, like when there was like the first initial pump within the ecosystem. Now the hype is dying off because people are realizing, okay, there's nothing you can do.
Always the same.
And now it's like a time where you can accumulate, I think, good coins over a really long period and don't expect anything. And I think at the end of the bull run, we will see another hype, another round for the Ton ecosystem. They also got like some good marketing guys on board, like Luke Belmer. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
So obviously. Yeah. So he's also promoting Ton now. So I think the Ton ecosystem could be a good accumulation bet. And I think Ethereum high beta plays.
I still like base also.
Yeah.
It's difficult to pick the right memes and all that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, it's not so easy anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's, back in the days it was easy because there wasn't much you can buy. Like there was Toshi, bread, some other meme coins.
Yeah, that's exactly that. In the end, it's frustrating. Yeah. There is always a new flavor, and at any point, what used to be a hot coin can just be forgotten and just down only.
Exactly.
When you look at WIF got destroyed, and I don't know if it's coming back. Honestly, I guess it is, but it's just brutal if you're not careful.
Yeah,
you cannot huddle too long. So in the end, you have to be in the right coin for a certain time and don't stick around too much.
Yeah, take profits at one point.
Exactly, the take profits is pretty much the motto. What you should practice, especially in the next 6. Let's say, because to me, as we said many times, I mean, we have at most a year of bull market, and I think that's generous. I would see the top 6 months. That's pretty much my base case.
Yeah.
But it depends, of course, how it plays out, how much we chop here. If we chop for another 2 months, then maybe we have more time. But anyways, be careful, guys.
Yeah, don't over invest.
Yeah.
Have some powder left for.
I mean, it's true. In the end, it's a bit shitty to say be careful, take profits when things are down so much already. Everybody's down bad. I don't know about you. For me, thank God I was okay. I may be down 30% from peak. Not even. Yeah. So it's okay then. It's not too bad. But because I was trading and I was careful too, taking profits.
I wasn't into the Ton ecosystem, so I was actually pretty good.
It's okay. So you might even be in profits compared to March or.
Yeah, compared to the overall market, I think I outperformed Bitcoin, but I mean, it wasn't that hard to outperform Bitcoin. I think Ton was performing pretty good, and also coins inside of the Ton ecosystem, but the liquidity is really shit.
It's kind of like a niche, honestly. Not a lot of people go there.
Yeah, but I think in the future, trust me, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's base, in my opinion.
But when Bitcoin gets to new all-time highs, 80, 90, and alts get a bit of air, take profits there.
Don't wait.
I guess people are but usually you get. You get influenced by the situation.
Yeah.
You're down bad, you're oh, I'm never hodling in another time, and then you're so up so much that you're just euphoria. You're kind of this the pendulum. You swing to one extreme.
Yeah.
But personally, I know that definitely I'm not an investor anymore. At least this cycle. Fuck that.
I think you do investing when times are when there are good opportunities and when coins are undervalued.
Exactly.
And right now,
it's not really the case.
Even in the bear, even in the down phase of a bull market, most coins are overvalued. So there's no point in being an investor right now. It's trading narratives, writing trends, and if you are good at that, you will make a bunch of money. And if you are a beginner, you should accept that you will lose money. And when you make money, it won't be that much if you start now, in my opinion. What's your opinion about that?
About just navigating the rest of the cycle.
Yeah, don't try to be super smart, in my opinion.
Definitely, it's difficult joining, or if you're joining now, or someone talk about that lately. To me, I would kind of be very tight. Because if you start now, you're like pretty much guaranteed that it's gonna go lower than your entry. I mean, I don't know, because in the end, if you go to 90K, yeah, okay, like it's good to buy now, but yeah, don't take a long-term approach. Like I'm gonna buy now and keep it for 5 years, because you're gonna be in the bear market in the middle. So yeah, you'd basically want to like play it for a couple months and maybe have a line in the sand, like that's my limit. If it goes back down, or if I see something I don't like, to me, of course, it's better to join in the bear, during the bear. At least, you're like shopping at a discount. And you can develop bad habits too if you buy now, like get excited and just get wrecked. Yeah. But I mean, I guess we all joined. Personally, I joined right after the top in 2018.
And 2018.
Right after, like 2 weeks maybe after the top in 2018. So yeah, bad timing.
I think I joined like at Pico,
like the
20K something. So I was like,
all in.
Bitcoin is a super interesting thing. Oh, I like.
And you actually have the highest buy recorded.
Maybe that would be interesting. Yeah,
underwater for 3 years.
It was so fun. And then I also did like I joined like cloud farming back in the days. Oh, it was such. But I mean,
the memories.
It was still good that I joined, because I still bought in the bear market. And
yeah, actually, maybe I can take that back. You don't want to join with a lot of money, but to me at least, because then you eat shit for like. Yeah. For me, it was straight down for a year. It teaches you really quickly, like risk management, cycles, everything. Yeah. I guess it speeds up, because in the end, the worst experience is joining, is making a lot of money. You're going to get complacent. You're going to just develop bad habits. Yeah. So I guess, you're like molded by the bear market. Like it teaches you, maybe you're a bit too cautious. You're not a full degen, but at least it teaches you like longevity, not being stupid. If you join, let's say you make $1 million, you're like, oh my God, this is too easy. Like, and you're most likely going to give it back. Yeah. And it's difficult to come back from that.
I think to really be good at crypto, you need 2 bull markets and at least 1 bear market. There's 1 bull market to know what it's like to make money in crypto. There's 1 bear market to know how down it can go, how much like money you can also lose. Mm-hmm. Then another bull market to understand.
Punch you in the mouth, like just.
Exactly. And then the other bull market to understand, okay, but at some point I need to build big positions, otherwise I won't make money. So like you get slapped at least 2 times. One time because you lost money, another time because you didn't make as much profits as you could have made.
Yeah, no, that's true. And then it's a weird dynamic. Yeah. To me, I think it was also much more volatile, the last one. But for me, it was my first one was the best, of course, just because everything went up 100x. Yeah. And also just execution. Just much better last one. But I mean, you compound your gains in the end. You don't have to be perfect. Just stay alive and keep stacking up wins.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a lot of like theory. I don't know what can we say about the rest. Like just we wait for things to improve. I think at least maybe a bit more chop, because summer, like no one big is really online to move the market. And then usually September, seasonality is going to kick in, like Wall Street comes back, election are close. So to me, I guess September is the pivot. Yeah. I could see it going up earlier, but like for a really big move, I don't see it coming soon.
Yeah, I maybe think that the Ethereum ETF could be a driver.
If it goes well. Yeah.
If it goes well. But I will wait for the first data, for the first inflows. And just look at that and analyze it, and if it looks good, I think
also it's like it's launching in the summer, so also I think it's going to be disappointing first. So maybe there is even though I wouldn't do it, but there is like a dip you can buy on ETH, just because people are going to be like, oh, like no flows, no one is buying, a bit of grayscale outflows, and you have like a sell the news. Yeah. Or like just to start the launch, and then it improves. Kind of like Bitcoin did the same. Like it was at first I think people were, when it first launched, we went down for some weeks and then we went up.
I think like the Ethereum ETF, that's really smart. Like people are not buying shit right now. When the Ethereum ETF comes, I think it will be like people overestimate the impact, short-term impact.
To be fair, I can contradict myself because you do have some activity on the Bitcoin ETFs even now during the summer. So maybe actually, it's not full like market conditions.
Yeah,
I don't know, but to me that could be a factor of like it's not launching at the right time after a nuke during summer. I think you have a lot of things stacked against it.
Yeah, let's see. I think maybe also like institutions are slowly getting more risk. Like they want to increase their risk in their portfolios because rate cuts are really likely now. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get your question answers, just drop them in the comments. And with that being said,
it was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. Yeah, it was a big pleasure. Like we didn't do a podcast for 6 weeks now, I think.
Yeah, a long time. And same, we'll wait for the market to turn around.
Yeah.
Maybe, so next podcast has to be in bullish conditions. So it could be 6 months from now. Sorry, guys.
Okay. All right. So, like and subscribe. And what would really help us out is if you share this podcast with someone where you think, okay, this is actually a lot of value that you guys are dropping right here. Send it to someone who needs it.
Yeah, also give us some questions.
Yeah. And
that's super interesting for us, to have some topics because we don't really know what to talk about always. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like most of the time it's an hour. So we need some topics. Okay. So with that being said, see you in the next podcast and thank you, Erebos.
Thank you, Robin. See you.